Welcome to Let's Chat, the show that spotlights hardworking entrepreneurs in the Guyanese community. Brought to you by Guyanese-owned businesses, we give business owners and professionals a platform to share their stories and grow their brands. Join us every Tuesday night at 7 p.m., hosted by Wazim.
And good evening to everyone locked in. Happy Tuesday night. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 o'clock back home in beautiful Guyana. Welcome to another edition of Let's Chat here in Guyanese Owned Businesses. I'm your host, Wazim. We'll probably be here about 45 minutes to an hour. As you can see, I have a guest with me tonight. That's Lalita Premsukh of Aaxel Insurance. We'll be speaking everything about insurance with her for the next 45 minutes to an hour. So please do share the live video and feel free to participate in the comment section. Again, welcome to each and every one of you. And for those of you that will be watching this after the live has ended on YouTube or from the links from our website or right here on Facebook, welcome again. And I'll waste no time and say welcome, Lalita. Can you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Thank you. Thank you, Wazim. Hello, everybody. I'm Lalita Premsukh from Aaxel Insurance. But before I go into introducing myself, Wazim, I just wanted to extend an amazing thank you for doing this kind of work for
You're
our
welcome.
communities and our business owners and giving them such incredible exposure nationally on Facebook and soon the YouTube channel
Yes.
to help Guyanese business grow. So I'm Lalita. I was born in Guyana. Um, Lived in Lusignan, uh, one of the busiest cities there is right now in Guyana. Just came back from Guyana on Sunday and it was quite great fun, wonderful growth, wonderful improvements to Guyana. So very proud to be a Guyanese today. Um, I lived in Lusignan up until 1982. My dad was murdered in
Oh,
1981, and then because of circumstances, my mom came to Canada for a visit of not feeling well, and her sisters insisted that she needed a vacation type thing and to get some help. And after she came to Canada, she decided that this is where we're going to live. So going back to that, so we lived in Louisiana. We had to move to Tryon to my grandmother. So we got to know a little bit more of Guyana. So here we are today, living a wonderful life here. For myself, I have two amazing children who just went to Guyana for the first time and loved every second of it. Originally, I lived most of my life in Kitchener, and we've now moved out to the little town of Waterford, Ontario, of 3,200 people, and I'm loving every minute of the fresh air and the peacefulness there is out here.
country life is
As
the
far as
best,
my
right?
insurance, yeah, it's wonderful. I keep asking you to visit me sometime.
Yeah, we'll arrange something. I see Anil is
Yeah.
on the live, so good night to Anil and family.
Hello, Anil. He's probably your biggest supporter next to me. But
Oh yeah.
also thank you for your wonderful radio station. I think I'm your most loyal listeners.
Oh, thank
My
you.
kids get a kick out of it that they're laying in bed and they get a greeting over the radio on Sunday. So it's quite nice.
All right, and for the folks logging in, and we'll be watching, as I said, Lilith, you're well aware that after the live, we have a lot more interaction with the video on Facebook and YouTube. Now we're starting that channel out. We've recently created that page, so please do go to YouTube and search for Guyanese Own Businesses and follow us there. We'll be broadcasting simultaneously in the near future on both platforms. So we just heard a little bit from Lolita. She's from Lusikna, out on the East Coast in beautiful Guyana. And now she's residing in Waterford, Ontario, west of Toronto. For those of you that are trying to figure that out, it's about an hour or so, a little more than an hour from Toronto,
Hour and a half.
hour and
An
a
hour
half
and a
from
half from
Toronto.
Toronto.
And
Yeah.
so you're at Aaxel Insurance Brokers now. Can you tell us a little more of your role there currently?
So I'll start with my beginning of insurance
Oh
career.
yeah,
I started at Sun Life Insurance at a very, very young age, as a customer service representative, moved into a role of customer service manager. And then I went into a different world. I worked for an amazing company called Franklin Covey. And then while I was on maternity leave with my oldest, they closed the Canadian division. So I had an opportunity and someone met me and said, you know what, you really should go work for RBC. They're opening a new branch in Kitchener. And I said, I don't know. And so I went for the interview and it was wonderful. And they offered me a career in insurance, the RBC insurance office. It went wonderful. And I started there. And during that time, I took almost 2 years off to raise my first child, Kayla. And after that, had a wonderful career with RBC. And as after I went back from my maternity leave, got pregnant again. So I had my second child, and then that was my insurance career with RBC. Um, been there for quite a while, and my mom got very, very sick, and she used to take care of my babies for me. And so my mother-in-law and father-in-law came from Guyana to help me raise my kids as well, because my mom had gotten sick and passed away. So I kept my career with RBC, and then after a little while, I had to work weekends and stuff. So it didn't quite work out for my family life. So I switched to cooperators.
Oh, okay.
And while I was there, um, it wasn't the right fit for me and my family. So I decided to take a break from insurance. And while I decided to take that break, I got a call from a gentleman and he said, I heard you're available. And I said, oh, I'm very married. I don't know why you think I'm available. And he's like, no, no, insurance. And so from that phone call, I decided to buy my own brokerage, my own insurance brokerage,
Oh,
because
okay.
everyone has been telling me all along, you're so good at what you do in helping people. You really should have your own brokerage. And
Makes
from
sense.
2018 to today, I haven't looked back, and it's been a lot of fun. I've helped a lot of families, solved a lot of problems in the
Good.
insurance world, their investment world, their, regular living benefits world. As you know, diseases and cancer have
Yeah.
become more popular today, and those kind of things does not have ages anymore. So living benefits have become very, very important to everyone. Critical illness, disability insurance, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
I enjoy all of it. And our brokerage, Aaxel Insurance, the Waterford branch, the Kitchener Waterloo branches are my own.
Okay.
And we're really diverse in what we offer. Like I said, it's full service. You can come to me for all your investments, your living benefits, your home, your auto, commercial, any kind of fleet insurance, rental properties. And then on the life insurance side, you can have as many types of life insurances that you need.
Okay. We're
And
gonna
I
get
can go
into
into more
those. Yeah.
details.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go into more details, but we are sincerely a full service brokerage, and we really are above and beyond service. Services are pride and joy, exceptional service of pride and joy.
Awesome. Awesome. And you mentioned some of the services and the types of insurance you offer. I'll get into that. Got to say goodnight to those of you just logging in. I saw Mr. Pradeep is on. Polo, good night to you and the family, everyone out there at Island Junction. DJ Angel is on. She's got her own program on Monday nights. Follow her, D Angel, in the chat there, and you can follow her page on Facebook. I also saw Mr. Dan Raj out in Edmonton of JDR Import and Export. We'll be speaking to him in a few sessions from now. Anil is on, as I mentioned. Good night to the Sarwans. Miss Sherry Badesi and family. Who else? I missed someone there. So, sorry. Thank you guys for the comments. Thank you for reaching out on WhatsApp. We're speaking to Miss Lalita Premsukh, manager and partner at Aaxel Insurance Brokers. As you heard, she's got two offices, one in Waterford, Ontario, and one in Kitchener, correct?
Yes.
And you offer you from home insurance to life insurance to commercial insurance. There's a lot of misconceptions let's go with life insurance, for example. We'll touch everything. Uh, what are some of those misconceptions out there about life insurance that you'd like to address to let our viewers know or let the public just I know it's a
So
big topic, but we're just gonna dive
it's
a
a
little bit
big
in. Yeah,
topic. It's a big
it's a
topic.
very wide
So
range.
firstly, no one wants to talk about life insurance.
Yes,
That is number one. No one wants to think of, I'm going to leave this world. No one wants to talk about death.
that's true.
But life insurance explained really simply, and I'll go as simple as I can. Life insurance is the cheapest way to buy a lot of money for your loved ones.
Mm. Good way,
So
good way of putting it there. Yeah.
there's two kinds of life insurance, right? So there's permanent life insurance and there's term insurance. With term insurance, the easiest way for most people to comprehend and keep it in their mind, any term insurance, the premiums are very, very cheap. However, it's like renter's insurance. So at the end of the term, if you're still alive and well, you're so much older and you're still, happy-go-lucky and you want to repurchase a term,
Yeah.
it becomes extremely expensive.
So the rates raise,
So,
it will go up
so,
on
so
you
if you
as
want
you
to think of
age.
term insurance, it's just like renter's insurance.
Okay.
The second one is probably the best for most people. Of course, it'll be a little bit more expensive, is permanent insurance, permanent life insurance. Whereas um, what you put into this life insurance is a savings program, and so depending on what company you're with, after 10 years, you can withdraw some of the money, you can borrow from the plan, you earn aggressive interest on the savings portion of it. And in the event that you do pass and you have borrowed some money from the program, from the life insurance program, and you weren't able to pay back the funds, what they do is simply minus it from your debt benefit amount. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
amazing. It's a great savings plan.
So
And
guys,
with
reach
this, it's
out.
a little bit
Sorry,
more
Lalita. I
expensive.
just want to let everyone know that they can reach out to you regarding that. That's something everyone needs a little help at times. And I got to
Yeah.
welcome Mrs. Sateshwar Prasad on the check-in of out of Adana Homes. Good night to you, sir. Miss Linda is on the check-in. We spoke to Linda and her son Navin the other night from Island Junction. So thank you as always for supporting this segment here. Let's chat on Guyanese owned businesses. Speaking to Miss Lalita Premsukh of Aaxel Insurance, based in Ontario, two offices, one in Waterford and the other in Kitchener. Get in touch with her. 519-500-1025 is her phone number. Email is on screen. We're going to get into all those contact details. We're speaking about life insurance. You just explained the two types of life insurance. There's another misconception out there about age. Is someone ever too old for life insurance to sign up?
Never. You're
Okay.
never too old. However, like if you're 70 and older, you are able to get insurance. It may be a restricted amount
Yes.
of insurance that you're entitled to, but
But
you're
you
never
are at
too old.
70 plus, someone can
But
sign up.
the amount of the
Premiums
death
are,
benefit
yeah.
may be restricted, and truly and honestly, you really should be saving that money rather than paying a very, very big life insurance premium.
Yes.
Um, but we can be specific around the circumstances. If somebody's completely healthy and there's no issues or anything like that, there's different programs that can help them as well.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that's good to
Hello to
know.
Satish. Yeah, Satish has been my longtime referral partner.
Okay.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, Mr. Cetacean family out there. He's out in the Kitchener area, I guess, right?
He's in
Water,
Cambridge, Kitchener,
Cambridge, Cambridge.
Waterloo,
Okay. Good night to Cetacean.
and him and his wonderful children, daughter, are the masters of the realtor world. So
Mm,
we do refer a lot of business back and forth.
nice. And that's what this program, one night I'll get Cetacean on here. We'll discuss some real estate and everything to do with real estate with
Yeah.
the Dana
I'm
Homes.
not able to see the chat questions at all. So
I'll
do I
keep
have
an
to
eye on it for
open?
you. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
can, if you have
okay.
your phone on the side, just ensure the volume is down, and then you can view the
By
video
all
from the
means.
page.
But just to go back to the life insurance portion of it, and I mean, as West Indian as Guyanese parents, when our parents came or my mom came, she wasn't able to get a lot of life insurance because she had a history of cancer and stuff like that. So if you want to think of it as not a death matter, what you want to think about is simply building wealth for your child or building wealth for your spouse again at a very, very cheap rate. So if you want your children to be millionaires, it's
Hmm.
one of the easiest way to ensure that happens without thinking of this death thing. You can think
Yeah,
of it as possibilities and leaving a legacy if you wanted to leave like a good lump sum. And it's tax free. It's
it is
tax
tax free.
free.
I was going to get into that.
Any
That was
life
going to be my
is
next question.
tax
Okay,
free.
it is tax free.
So even when you pass, there's no probate, it doesn't go into your estate, there's none of that happening.
Oh, okay.
So it's literally money readily in your hands.
Oh, okay, and we there's a lot more to do with life insurance, so please feel free to reach out to Miss Lalita. Her email is on there also, lalita.premsukh@aaxelinsurance.com. Her phone number is at the bottom of the screen, 519-500-1025. As we say goodnight to Miss Pav. Pav, good night to you. We'll be speaking to Miss Pav Sukhanand sometime in the near future as well. So welcome to all the Guyanese professionals and business owners on the check-in and that will be watching this video after the live. And also please do feel free to go to YouTube and follow our channel there. We touched on life insurance briefly. We can be talking about life insurance all night. So,
Forever. Yes.
what I'm going to do, home insurance.
Home insurance.
Yeah, let's touch on that. It's all about insurance tonight, so we're going to take it into
Uh-huh.
segments.
All
Home
right.
insurance. What should someone look at when considering home insurance?
Okay.
Or look
So
for, I should say.
yeah, we're in, and I'm speaking specifically of Ontario and Canada. Our real estate world has changed forever. The value of the homes have been just crazy with the increases. So the key thing, if you have a mortgage on your home, the key thing is to ensure that whatever policies you buy, you have a guaranteed replacement component to the policy. So a lot of people believe, oh, they want to pay a $50 premium on their home insurance. However, they don't have a guaranteed replacement. So if you were to have a total loss, and you did not have a guaranteed replacement cost, the company would just cut you a check for or rebuild your home for whatever amount they choose to say. So
Oh,
your home
okay.
could be valued at 1,200, 1.5 million. A typical home these days is 1 million.
Yeah.
A townhouse, as you know, is valued at 1 million. However, you need to make sure that it's a guaranteed
Hmm.
replacement cost. The next big portion of any policies is our weather patterns have been really changing. We've been getting more rain, more aggressive snowstorms, flooding. So it's very important to have sewer backup and an overland water damage coverage. And most of the times, make sure it's to the limit of what your properties is valued at. Because if it rained for 2 weeks and your roof caved in and damaged the entire house, make sure that your water damage portions are matching the value of your home.
Oh, okay. And home insurance. I know when someone's purchasing a home, they have to look at a home inspector. Does that play a big part in before getting home insurance, so you kind of know what's going on, the bones of the home, and all that?
Yeah. So the the inspection part really comes into play if it's an older home
Okay.
or if it was a home with multiple water damage claims or if it's got aluminum wiring or anything like that. Otherwise, one of the major way we create the premium for home insurance, the age of your roof, the age of your hot water tank. When was your furnace replaced or serviced? Any electrical updates? That kind of information.
Okay.
If you have a pool, is your yard fenced to eliminate all those liabilities? So all of those play a big role in how the premium is created. Now, also for Ontario, and most brokers are required to ask their clients this, with home insurance in Ontario, there's a new, as of 6 years, where for the home insurance portion of it, there is a soft credit that's hit on your credit report for insurance. And if you're and it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G to Z. And depending on your number, you will get preferred rates based on your credit history or credit score. But it
Oh.
doesn't affect your credit at all. It's just very soft. So one of the things I do for my clients, and excuse me because I'm battling a cold, I
Oh, no,
seem.
no worries.
So one of the things I do for my clients is I usually ask them the question up front. So which one of you has a better credit score, jokingly? And then I would say, and then I play with it. If I put in the husband and he's coming up higher, then I take it off and I'll put in
Oh,
the wife
okay.
in just to create the best pricing for the client because I want to save them some money. Chances are if you're purchasing a home or you're renewing a
Yeah.
mortgage, it's already
You're already
way too
spending money. You're
expensive for
spending a
you.
lot of money, and any way to
So that's
save a
those are
dollar or
one of the
two.
things I
Yeah.
do. Yeah, the one like simple things that I do for my client. Sometimes just behind the scenes, they
Hmm.
don't even realize it, but they thank me later because if they're comparing it to their company, sometimes it's thousands of dollars less. So I enjoy that part of it, and analyzing it for them. But the biggest thing about home insurance, if you have a mortgage, make sure you have the Mac Daddy of coverages, the deluxe coverages. If you don't have a mortgage and you're willing to take on some of the risk,
Okay.
you can take a less effective policy. But why would you want to do that? You've worked all your life to be mortgage free. Why would
Yes.
you want to do that? So deductibles are another thing that's big for home insurance. If you want to save a little bit, you can have a higher deductible if you have a brand new home or anything like that. If you know you're covered by the CM, like the builder's
Yeah.
insurance for the first 3 year or 5 years, you can play with your deductibles to save more premium as well.
Okay, I got Miss Jessica Pag who's on the check-in. Good night to you. I guess that's your family there. Just logging in on the
That
live
is
here on
my
Facebook.
baby sister-in-law. That
Oh,
is my
okay.
baby sister-in-law.
Good night to you, Miss Jessica.
Hi,
I
Jess.
see Akila Hussein is on the check-in from Travel Point. Spoke to Akila a few weeks back. Mrs. Cecile Harry Charan. Good night, sir. Thank you as always for supporting this. I'll circle back to I just had something and I lost it. We'll get back to life insurance. I had a quick oh yeah. I have a quick question for you regarding life insurance. Let's say I'm stuck, well, not stuck. I'm not sure if I can be stuck in a policy. Can I call you up and switch? Can I change my life insurance in the
Absolutely.
middle of being 15 years
Absolutely.
locked in? Okay.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do that for anyone. I'd be
Okay.
happy to review it. But caution, I always tell people if they have a life insurance in place and you've had it for a number of years, keep it and add to it because as
Oh,
you
okay.
age, the price is high. So
Yes.
keep it no matter what.
Good
And then
advice.
modify or get something new or wait until you get something new in place before you cancel what you have because subject to underwriting and all of that, just you wait until there's a absolutely green light, go for it. But absolutely, I'd be happy to do as many agent transfers as possible.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. And that's we spoke about life insurance, home insurance a little bit. How can businesses benefit from commercial insurance? Is there anything there that you'd like to let? We have a lot of business owners in the Guyanese community on, professionals on right now, so maybe they're shopping
Yeah.
around. Is there something you can speak to them about?
I actually, all my clients are my favorite, but I think my commercial and business clients are my most favorite.
Okay.
And I think I enjoy growing with them. Like my some of my biggest clients include Great Canadian Oil Change. And yes, I had their permission to say that on air.
Oh, nice.
And I enjoy growing with them as a business because I'm running my own business as well. So
Yeah.
when they call me to get their things in place, I usually take extra time to make sure what they have is good and what they're getting is even better. And with those clients, you don't get to plan a 9 to 5. It's a 6 a.m. call. It's a 10 o'clock at night call. So um, I adjust to that, and all my entire team at Axel adjusts to that. So the business owners are feeling supported, weekends, whatever. But again, the growing with the business when they call and say, "Hey, I'm buying another location," or
Yeah.
I hired 5 other people. That kind of celebration, I love that. So, whether they own an apartment building or a sub shop or um, like the shawarma shops, they're my favorite clients. They're
Shawarma
amazing
shops.
people.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite food. So
Recently, my kids at home, they go bonkers for Osmos.
yeah.
As you know, they're the halal people, and
Yep,
and their
yep.
flavor is just good. So no matter what city we go in, we got to get an Osmos. So yeah, it's been wonderful. My business clients are amazing, and I enjoy growing them. And also, we get to talk about business.
Mm.
What's
Hmm.
happening, what's not working, what are some risks, what are some personal things, and sometimes we share like financial advice as well and good tip on
Yeah.
employee management or what's happening. How do you do more? I get excited when we talk about incentives for employees and retaining employees. That has nothing to do with an insurance policy, but on that level, it's great support for each other, right?
Yes, it
So
is.
yes, commercial and business insurance is amazing.
I got a quick note from Anil. You just mentioned Great Canadian Oil Changers, one of your clients. Anil said you're always attentive. Keep up the excellent work, Lalita. Mr. Danny Singh is locked in, watching out in New York. Good night to you, Danny. See, Miss Akila said, yeah, job is never a 9 to 5. Never a 9
Yeah.
to 5 in
Um,
that, right?
Yeah, Anna will probably be the first one to tell you. The reason you buy insurance is if you have a claim, right? And Anna will be the first one to tell you, whether it was 7:30 in the morning or fighting with an
Mm,
adjuster or whatever. Um, I'm very firm with my companies that I do business with, and I will be side by side together with every single person that has a claim. I don't step out of it. I'm
hmm
in it 100%, 200% from the day I get the call that something happened to what it's finished. So that's probably the best part of myself that I can tell the world wholeheartedly. Axel and myself and my team, we are there with you when you have a claim. September last year, there was major floods in Toronto. A lot of
Yeah.
people experience it. And every single day, I even visited some customers out to make sure, what can I get them? Can I get them a pizza or something for their family that night? So the claims process, no matter what company you're with, when you do your business with me, I am right there with you to get your things back to normal.
Okay, good to know, and thanks for all that information, Ms. Lalita. Got to welcome everyone locking in. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, or will be watching this video after it's aired live, and you have a business, you're a professional, you're in the Guyanese community, whether it's in Guyana, in the U.S., here in Canada, out in Europe, please do reach out to me. It's free to get your business advertised on the page. The page has been around for 7 years now. We're just starting this forum, this little platform that we have going, Let's Chat segment every Tuesday nights here in 2025. So reach out to me at info@guyaneseownedbusinesses.com, or you can WhatsApp me 647-400-3046. We'll get your information posted on the page, or you can be sitting here in an interview just like Lalita is tonight, and explaining and letting the public know about your services and products. So I do appreciate you guys following the page and always taking part in these live segments that we do have. We touch on some insurance, auto insurance. Are you involved heavily in auto? Do you?
Very heavily involved in
Okay.
auto.
So what's the step? Let's start with auto. Someone new watching this program would like to reach out to you. They can, I guess, email you, try to call you for a quote, and what
You
are the
can email
steps?
me, text me, WhatsApp me, click, text, it doesn't matter. Axel.ca.
Mm-hmm.
My email, lalita.premsukh
So
at Axel
absolutely,
Insurance.
yeah.
But to be honest with you, just pick up the phone and call me.
Mm-hmm.
And just to let everybody know, if I'm not able to solve your problems, I are in your insurance things that you need. I have such a nice circle of colleagues that I will be able to refer you to someone that will be able to take care of you. But 9 times out of 10, I'm able to take care of every one of your concerns. As far as auto insurance go, the biggest thing is everyone says it's too expensive, way too expensive. So in Ontario here, in the past 10 years, it has become
Yeah.
extremely expensive. And some of the reasons, and when you get your policies and you call your broker, they're like, well, we just had a rate increase. And sometimes these poor agents, like myself, don't have a true explanation because the insurance company will put the rate whatever they choose. But there's a few reasons and things that goes into how and what they choose to value where your car is insured, what province, what postal code. So the biggest one is claims. If your street has had a lot of claims with that particular insurance company, your rates are going to go up. One of the other trends in Canada is we now have more new drivers on the road than ever before.
Yes, and more so in
And
certain cities in Ontario too. You see that with
yeah,
you go
and I
to.
don't want to give you a direct stat because I could be wrong because from yesterday to today. However, all of those new drivers, there is a magnificent, like a large percentage of them that will have a claim. So there's
Mhm.
also that impact as well. And we have had more population so far. Our population have
Growth, yeah.
significantly grown in Ontario. So all of that play a big risk in it. And the major point is and stolen vehicles. That is the hottest topic. How many vehicles are being stolen on a daily basis? So all of that has really hiked up the rate of insurance. However, on the flip side of it, So you pay $4,000 a month, a year, for example, if you live in Brampton or
Hmm.
North York or something like that. But when you do have a claim, usually the claim that you do have is usually very, very large. Like, for example, yourself, you were in that accident, I think
Yes.
it's 2 years now.
Yep. Yep.
And for example, they repaired your car and then you had to go through some rehabilitation and all of that. Did you ever take a look to see what your total bill was?
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh
so
yeah.
when you think of insurance is expensive, for the little bit that you pay for the few years, when you actually need it, it's a massive amount that gets
It
paid out.
is.
And I don't know your file. However, if you put into the repairs, probably about 15,000. And then by the time you got rehabilitated and all of that,
Yeah.
it's probably another 50,000.
Yep. Yep.
So, and excuse me again for,
No, not a
blowing my
problem at
nose
all.
here, suddenly getting a cold. So always keep that in mind. And also, you have to choose a company that actually has good people like myself working because you should never feel alone when you have a claim to go through that alone. Your broker should
You
be
do
your
need
active
that.
partner to
Exactly.
make sure that everything is going
You need
well for
someone on
you.
your side
And
in
that
those
is,
cases. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree with you.
yeah. And that is the biggest misconception about insurance. It's too much money. Yes, it is. But when you need it,
It's
it's
there.
usually large amounts that pays out. And for example, a typical home insurance premium is around $1,000 to $1,500 or more. And if you should have a water damage claim or something like that, or a break and enter, or fire, it's not that you usually get a large payout.
Yeah.
So it's not that expensive when you
When you
think
look
about
at
it
that, when you look
seriously.
at it that way and listening to it,
Yeah,
yeah, it is. It like similar for me. I work in aviation and stuff. We get I get questions. I don't work directly with the pricing of tickets, but I know how it's priced and what an airline has to pay. So it's the same thing. When you look in the back end, they're making 5% on every trip, a
yeah,
full plane. So it's not a lot of money they're making. So and it's just like insurance, right? You're paying out like the flooding we had last year, and if we got fires
yeah. That
going
was
on,
mega. That
yeah,
was
that was
that
big.
was
I
huge,
guess that was big.
huge.
So
Yeah.
Rishi, I think Rishi missed it. Rishi said, "What's the difference between term life and whole life insurance and the benefits of both?" Lalita went through that, Rishi. So I know
I
Rishi
can't.
well. You could go over it briefly
I
for
know
him.
Rishi well.
So
I wouldn't say I know Rishi well, but he
no,
did reach out to
I
me.
know
I
Rishi
think
well. So I know he's in and out of the life tonight. So if you don't mind, Lalita, just quickly, if you can just touch on it quickly again for him.
I think I spoke with Rishi like 2 years ago to look after
Okay.
some insurance for him personally. But I gave him some advice and he ended up staying where he is. But so basically term life insurance is just like renter's insurance. So you buy term life insurance
Mhm.
and you buy it for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And at the end of it, if you're still alive and well, um, there is no savings or gold at the end, then you have to start all over again and you're older and the premium is much higher. With a permanent insurance, or they call it like whole life
Yeah.
insurance, it's basically a savings program
Yeah.
with a death benefit. So if you're putting money into it and after 10 years you want to borrow from it or take out some money or skip a payment or anything like that, it's a product that really works for you because you get that savings portion and you also get a death benefit.
Okay, good. Thanks. And I don't see tell him to Google it. I know Rishi well, so I could have told him that. Or just don't leave the live, Rishi. If you're
Rishi,
watching, don't leave and go eat.
he's welcome to call me.
And yeah, contact Lalita again. It's Lalita Premsukh of Aaxel
Yeah,
Insurance.
he's being more successful in his realtor business. He needs great life insurance.
Yeah, yeah. Get in touch with Lolita today, Rishi. For the folks joining in and will be watching, thank you so much again for supporting this platform. It's Guyanese owned businesses. If you haven't done so, please go to YouTube and follow us there. I usually post the video up about an hour after our live conversations here on Facebook and working in the future to broadcast simultaneously on both platforms, hopefully in the spring. Good night to Mr. Starlight Jewelry's on the check. And Mr. Nizam Abdul, I saw you earlier dropping a comment in there. Good night to you, sir, and everyone else tuning in. We were speaking about insurance, life insurance, commercial insurance, auto insurance, home insurance. Is there anything that I'm missing from your services that you offer?
Investments, great. We do.
Investments.
I
Yes.
personally do a great deal of investments. Anyone that's looking to do an RSP,
Mm-hmm.
an RESP for their children, there's so many. For the RESP, the government is giving you like a grant. If you put in so much into it, they match it
The
and give you a
match. Yeah.
grant. So RESP is very important. On the investment side, as you know, real estate is crazy in Canada. However, as soon as someone turns 18 to get a like that first home savings account or
Mm-hmm.
a tax-free savings account is very, very important these days. So, and with a normal traditional bank, the interest rates are okay, but when you do it with like a life insurance company, there can be some aggressive growth in those products as well to help you along. So any type of investments, I'm your firm, I'm your lady, my team is ready. So call for advice. There's lots of new things about TFSA and the
Yeah.
FHSA. So there's still like a little bit of a gap in educating the public on that. So I'd be happy to help with that as well. So if I want to recap, my brokerage, we're into investments, living benefits, critical illness, disability. You have the home auto commercial business. Um, I have amazing companies for all the clients with multiple rental homes. And I'll touch a little bit on rental properties in a second. And then of course there's the life insurance, term and permanent insurance. For anyone out there with multiple rental properties, as you know, the rental market has changed. And sometimes you rent a home to a family and then it ends up being five families
Mm-hmm.
living in the home and stuff like that. So caution with that. And there are still a few good insurance companies with amazing rates that I do business with. So for those multiple rental units as well.
Okay.
And
And
also
yeah.
for people who have mortgages on their rental properties, make sure your tenants who are occupying your space, they have their own tenants insurance and their own renters insurance to cover themselves.
Okay, and earlier we did go through and filing an insurance. I just wanted just some timelines. I know it's not perfect. It's not going to be 100% spot on, but let's say filing a claim. I know with an accident I went through and it took forever because it was another driver involved and a city property and all that stuff. So that took forever. That just finished concluded the other day. Like everything settled the other day, and that was over 2 years. But for a home. You mentioned you did a lot of flooding. It's that time of the year now, depending where you are in Ontario. The ice is melting. If rain is going to fall, you're going to have a significant rainfall. You're going to be dealing with some flooding. From the date to filing that insurance, just on a rough estimate, guesstimate, pretty much. How long is that? Does that take?
So that one can vary for
Okay,
for the home
for home.
renovations, the home repairs. It can definitely vary. Um, I'll give you some example. My own cousin had a house fire, and it took almost 18 months for them to completely finish it. Not last year, before the year before, there was some flood and fire issues in the Greater Toronto area, and some of those clients are still waiting to get their home back to 100%. Now,
Okay.
having said that, um, me personally, I don't really like that, and I don't really allow that for my clients. So that is why I'm always with my clients side by side, weekly, daily. I'm talking to the adjusters, I'm talking to the repair people, I'm talking to whoever needs to get their stuff together. So, and not in a rude way or a pushy way. It's just that my clients, they've trusted me for, taking care of their stuff if something happens. So
That's your
typically
slogan,
for
right?
my
That's your
my
slogan. Trust
trust
you
us
for
for
all your
all
insurance
of your
needs.
insurance needs.
I was going to
And
get
I
into
live
that.
by
Yeah.
that because you know what? I live by that because I'm raising my family in this community. Like I lived so long in Kitchener,
Mm-hmm.
36 years in Kitchener. And I built my reputation on trust me. You can trust me with all of your stuff. So I pride myself in that when my clients do have a claim, I make sure that it's not taking 18 months or 12 months, especially when it's your home.
Yeah.
So on that fair side of that as well, when you do buy a home insurance, make sure you have enough benefits for having a secondary residence should you not be able to occupy your main residence. So most insurance policies will have a limit or a cap on how long they will put you up in an alternative home while they're getting your home ready. So that portion of it is also really important when you're buying a policy. Um, when you buy a policy from me, whether it's investments or anything, I sit there and I go through it, whether the person wants it or not. And then usually
Oh,
they start glazing over, like, I trust you. I don't want to hear anything
yeah,
else.
yeah.
But
You know
I
what
go
you're
through
talking
each
about, so they'll
section.
listen to you.
I go through each section. I'm like, my job is to teach you so you understand what you're buying. So, but most times about 5 minutes into it, they go like, oh my God, why is she still talking like about this? I just want to pay my premium and put the thing in a drawer. So, it's really nice when I get a chance to when somebody's genuinely interested
Yeah,
in
yeah, it's a
hearing
good.
to teach as well.
I got another question for you from the chat. Good night to Ted and Lorraine, Jai Paul out in
Uh-huh.
Ajax. Ted is saying, what are your thoughts on having about having two insurance separate insurance companies, one for home and one for auto, due to the rates? We all know the rates are high and keep spiking up. What are your thoughts on that?
Um, it's a choice for the
Okay.
person. But again, if you have an amazing broker and a good person who's willing to sit down and take a look at your policies, they will figure out how to put you match you with the best company so you're saving monies. And usually that's where I spend a lot of my time on is to do a full review. What's best for this? What's best for that? Because oftentimes when you have it with two companies, it can become confusing because if somebody broke into your car and stole your laptop and all of that, if you were with the same company, the claim would transition itself to the home and auto and vice
Oh,
versa.
okay, okay.
And speaking of that, if somebody breaks into your car and steals your laptop or your kids' hockey things, it's not covered on the auto policy. It's covered on the home policy.
Mm. If it's parked on your home, on your driveway, right?
Yeah,
It's
no, anywhere in the world,
anywhere, anywhere. Yeah, I've never
your
had to
personal
deal with
belongings
that.
anywhere in the world is covered by your home
Home
policy.
property. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. And for
So,
those of you out
um,
there, good info.
he's welcome to give me a call, but if he's with two companies, I guarantee you I could do the review for him and I can get him with the same company because then it's like one date your stuff is renewing, one payment coming out from
Yeah.
that company. So you're managing your stuff very well. Um,
Yes.
recently with the new home developments in all the different cities, insurance companies are giving a lot of discounts for a newer home, and it's magnificent.
Oh, okay.
Um, and so you're able to bundle it well with your home and auto. But he can call me. I could do a review, and it's there's nothing wrong with it. But if you there are many ways to save and stay with the same company if the broker is willing to take the time and get it all together. Spend a little bit more time on it.
Okay, good. And folks watching, and we'll be watching the live later. We're speaking to Miss Lalita. It's already 18 minutes before the hour of 9 o'clock. 42 minutes into our conversation. It's been great, Lalita, and so much of information. It's a lot to observe in 40 minutes. So please do feel free to reach out to Lalita at lalita.premsukh@axelinsurance.com. You'll see her email at the bottom of the screen. Her phone number, 519-500-1025. And check out her information on the Guyanese Own Business page. You can check out her website. You can visit her if you're living out in Waterford. There are two offices, one in Waterford and Kitchener. Uh,
Kitchener Waterloo, yes.
Kitchener, Waterloo
The
area, both
branches.
in Ontario. So reach out to Lolita. I know
But
Lolita, you
I
just,
also,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I write business for everyone in Ontario. So it's not just limited to those two geographical areas.
Hmm.
I can help. And if you really do need help out in Alberta, Axel Insurance have branches out there as well. So I'd be happy to refer you to someone else out there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
Out in Alberta. Okay. So we got a few folks
yes.
out in Alberta currently watching. I know they were on earlier.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
if they really need some help with their insurance, I can connect them with our team out there as well. And we'll see what happens with the other provinces. Like myself, I can get a license for all the provinces in Canada, but I also like going on field trips with my kids and, you know, having some time for myself
Yeah. Yeah.
on the weekends and stuff. So I try not to overdo it because I did choose my own business to have more time with my family and
Hmm.
have a more flexible schedule with
Yes.
my kids. as they're growing up.
Yeah. And Sadia, Miss Sadia Rafiq is on the checking. Good night to you, Sadia from Remax. She's saying it's good to know that your lost belongings is covered by home insurance regardless of where it was lost. So that yeah, that's news to me. So good to know.
Yeah, your home insurance also covers your personal actions anywhere in the world. So if you were in Australia and somebody tried to kill you and you did self-defense and they wanted to sue you, it comes from your home insurance liability. So it covers
Oh,
your personal actions
yeah, it's a good thing
outside of a
I'm
province,
speaking to
outside
you
of a
tonight.
country.
I'm finding all this out. This is all new to me. I
So
wasn't
yeah,
aware of that,
so,
right?
so
I
yeah,
just know the basics
so
of insurance.
yeah, so those are the things that good brokers would tell their
Yeah,
people. What
I
is the
appreciate that.
liability portion of your insurance? What does it cover? And it covers that. It also covers if if your child hits or drives their car into the neighbor's house and or they hit a baseball into the neighbor's house and they wanted to sue, or if someone fell on your sidewalk, that's the liability portion of
Yes.
your insurance. Yeah, so it's quite important. And these days I don't really recommend 1 million anymore. The space that we live in Ontario have changed quite a bit. So 1 million does not go very far if you're being sued or someone is
What's your recommendation
you
then?
know, 2
Two
million or
million,
more.
starting at two
2
million.
million or more. And the biggest misconception too, when you go for a home insurance, from going 2 million liability from 1 million to 2 million, sometimes it's only $10. Sometimes it's $20. So
Yeah.
um consider that, look at your policy and make sure it's more than a million because our scope of living has changed in Ontario.
Or better yet, get in touch with Lolita and start a conversation with her, and she'll go through all those details with you, and hopefully you'll
Absolutely.
become a
I look
client
forward
of
to
hers.
hearing from everyone.
Yes, yes. And thanks, Lolita. I know we scheduled for 45 minutes, but there's a little extra time in there. The
No
conversation went
worries,
well.
no
Thank you
worries.
so much. We've got some participation from the chat, and that's what I'd love to see. More and more comments, viewers. I know yourself, you always follow the show since we started out the program, and you'll comment in there. I love to see that or have that interaction. So we can help you
Yeah.
out there, and it's a starting point, right? For more information, get in touch directly with Lolita. All of her information is on screen. Mr. Danny Singh. Yes, sir. Thank you for that, Danny, out in New York. Lolita, it's we live in an age of social media. Everything is on social media, advertising, everything is done. How are you big on social media advertising for your insurance firm?
Um, I am not. I'm not as yet, I should say, because my kids will tell me differently. You need to TikTok all this stuff. I'm not quite ready for the TikTok age because,
Okay.
like I said, it's I'm only licensed for Ontario. So
Yes.
when you go to that bigger market, and for me personally, I like the personal conversation. I like the personal meeting, all of that. I don't want to be so big that I don't have time to truly sit with a client or talk to them for the full service, the full circle. So
Yes.
yes, I do advertise on Facebook every so often, but to date, and I thank God every day, every single day for my blessing, my business truly has been built on referrals. I have not had to do mass marketing or advertising as yet, but I thank God for my clients and I thank God for their families and their friends. But daily, my phone would ring and it would be like so and so said to call you because they said you're very good. And I do appreciate that. So far I have not had to do mass marketing on any social media, but this is wonderful tonight.
Mhm.
Um, Hopefully in the future, maybe as I expand my team more, I don't want to expand too quickly and then fail on the service side of it, because that is
Yeah.
what I promised my client. You trust me, and I will be there side by side with you throughout the entire process.
And that
So,
one-on-one type
yes,
of personalized relationship and having that attention goes a long way when you're having clients like
yes.
that.
Yeah. Back to you though. I really appreciate that you've started this and you're
Oh, thanks.
making major impact, and it's really nice to be recognized with the title of Guyanese owned businesses because we get busy with a lot of things and we get too
Yeah.
busy. And as colleagues in the world and our we get become more educated, as you know, there's more skilled people than ever in the world. This is a nice way to reconnect on a level that, everyone's a business owner. So we're all facing the same problems. Perhaps another time we'll do a segment on what are the biggest setbacks for being business owners, or what are your frustrations, handle employee retention, that kind of stuff. But it's really nice to have this forum to, connect
And to
everyone.
that point, Lolita, I'm planning in the future maybe getting a few of my previous guests, just like as yourself, and we all come together in a forum and do like an hour special on exactly that. What's in this industry, what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, what are the drawbacks, what are the challenges, what you did to overcome some of those challenges, and maybe you're sitting there thinking, oh, I could have done that in my business, right, or my line of work. Miss Sadia Rafiq, yeah, I'll get Lolita. Yeah, she did go through all of her services. We're coming up to the top of the hour. So if you don't mind, Lolita, just quickly go through everything that you offer, all your insurance services at Axel.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Appreciate
and
that.
I take pride in enjoying it. I handle all investments, just like if you were to go to the bank, I handle all investments. The only thing I don't do is offer mortgages, but I do have great partners in the business that I can refer you to. Any kind of living benefits, your critical insurance, critical illness, your disability insurance, home, auto, commercial business, fleet insurance for truckers, rental properties, whether you own the building or you're renting on something in the building, I cover those insurance. On the life side, I offer many, many different life insurance products for everybody. Term insurance, permanent insurance. There's many, many choices of all of that. But reach out to me if there's anything that you feel like I did not cover and you have a question. The investment side of it, the RSP, TFSA, the FHSA, RESP, any of those things, just call me. I'd be happy to talk about anything with you. And like I said, if there's something you reach out to me for and I cannot help you, I have many, many colleagues in the business that someone will be able to give you some solid advice on it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I know I've been mentioning your email and all your contact info throughout the past 50 minutes, but if you can go ahead with all your contact information for the viewers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can the quickest and easiest way, just pick up the phone and call me 519-500-1025 or 510-25. Alternatively, email me, text me, WhatsApp me. I do my phone is all encrypted with WhatsApp for business and all of that. So
Yes.
just reach out in any way and we can set up a time to talk. Like I said, I'm very flexible with my time with my clients. So if they're available at 7 p.m., that's when I'm available as well, within reason, of
Yes,
course.
of course.
And I'd be happy to help in any way.
And quickly, we didn't touch on this, or maybe I missed it. I would have remembered. Cecilia, do you offer pet insurance? Pet insurance.
Yeah, sure. I have not had someone come to me and ask me for pet insurance, but I do work with companies that have pet insurance policies.
Oh, okay.
So you would want to call me personally and I will look
Refer.
into it.
Yep.
But I personally have not written a pet insurance policy, not as yet.
That's becoming more popular, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
I've totally good point, Cecile. I totally forgot about that. I'm like, I didn't think about pet insurance. But yeah, Lolita, thank you again for your time. I know we just got a few minutes.
Yeah.
We'll probably log off at 9 o'clock. But you just came back from Guyana with your family, you mentioned. How was that?
I'll share that with you. I wanted to go circle back to something
Okay,
from
go
the
ahead.
gentleman with the rental car in Florida.
Yes.
And for anyone living in Canada and Ontario specifically, because I can only advise on Ontario. So when you're buying an insurance policy, make sure you take out the non-owned vehicle benefit to your policy. So that will now allow you to buy insurance. You don't have to buy insurance when you go and rent a car. And this is usually one of the most affordable things. It's usually 40 to $60 on any of your policies to
Oh,
get the
okay.
non-owned vehicle rental. And usually there's various limits. You can get a vehicle to the limit of 50,000, 75,000, 60,000. So when you do go to Florida and if you do rent something and you have, God forbid, you have an accident or
Yeah.
whatever, there's coverage for that. So, and it also covers you in all of the US if you're driving your car there, in Mexico, except New Mexico.
Okay.
All right, so just
Good.
touching on that. But
Good.
on the
Yeah.
fun side, going back to Guyana, yeah,
Yeah.
so I took my kids there. We went, they had a wonderful time. By the way, I'm going to do a shout out to everybody in Guyana. If I start naming names, it will be too much, but it was so, everyone was so welcoming. We had so much Pagua was unbelievable. The entire country celebrated Pagua, and it was so, so
Yes.
joyful. And I got a chance to go very up close to the new Demerara Bridge to see it being built and stuff like that. So that was also incredible. If there's anyone on here that has not visited Guyana recently, take some time and go. You will take a breath in and you'll breathe out and you'll be like, wow, this is where I was born. And you'd be
Yeah.
very, very proud to
Yeah.
know of all the progress. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't get involved with politics, but whatever the progress is magnificent.
Yes. Yes. We see
And
that. I
there's
see
many,
that.
many places. There's new restaurants. There's things to do. There's places to hang out. Splashman is constantly developing. Was out there for the day, and I was so impressed with all the little buildings and hotels and the Airbnbs and all of that. It
Business is
was
booming in
beautiful.
Guyana now. It's
Yeah.
really booming.
The only negative thing about Guyana is the airport staff. I don't know what is
That
the
would never
disconnect.
change, would it? It's been like that
I
forever.
do not know. And pardon me, I'm being the Guyana airport people, it's either they need some loving or something, but they are not cool humans. I feel like they need hugs, like real
Oh,
hugs to say, you know what, we got you. But I hope in the next 10 years or so there's some improvement, but
yeah,
their
we
attitudes are
need
just
those
like,
improvements because that's
yeah,
welcoming our visitors or back to Guyana, right?
yeah.
Or new
But other than
visitors.
that,
Yeah,
a fantastic time in Guyana. I look forward to going again, and it's incredible because my oldest daughter says, I can't wait to come back.
yeah.
So it's very, very
Yeah,
nice.
I'm looking forward. I'm planning to being there in the summertime for a little bit. I'll be actually doing some live interviews from Guyana too. So, and I'll be there for hopefully maybe 2 months. I could work out of Guyana, and I'm looking forward. I haven't been there in 9 years now, coming up to 9 years. So I'm looking forward
You
to
will
that.
be pleasantly
Yeah,
surprised.
I've seen videos, I've seen pictures online, but it doesn't do justice like being there in person, right? So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, we're coming up to 4 minutes before nine. Gotta thank everyone so much in the bottom of my heart for joining in and participating, viewing the video. If you've shared it, if you're gonna go to YouTube and rewatch it, for any information on insurance, as Lalita mentioned, everything, life insurance, the home insurance, not pet as yet, but you can talk to her about that. And I saw Anil saying if Cecile is getting a puppy. I don't know. Maybe Rishi called him and said, "Hey, can you get a pet insurance in my name?" I don't know.
Hey, nobody talked about food tonight. I want to come get some free food somewhere.
Oh, yeah, Anil is not on. Well, in a couple of segments, I'll have Anil again will co-host it, and trust me, you'll get all about the food and who's getting free
Yeah,
food from where. So,
will
Mr.
be fun.
Habib
I look
Ali,
forward
good
to,
night to you, sir.
yeah.
Salam, and hope your Ramadan is going well, Habib. That's from One Love Table in Toronto. They do a lot of charity. I don't know if you guys follow it. I share it when I do see it on social media on my page. So great work, Habib. Maybe one night we'll get Habib and we'll talk about all that charity work. One Love, One Table Love, I believe. I'm mixing the name up. I do apologize for that, but we'll speak to him on that. But again, Lolita, thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do in the community and the service that you offered and how transparent you were tonight. Thank you again.
Yeah. And to you, happy Ramadan, for the few weeks, there's a couple weeks that's left.
Yes.
That's the other thing that was beautiful about Guyana. There was all these beautiful Ramadan sign and there was
Oh,
support
okay.
everywhere. And then of course the support for Pagua and everything. It's incredible.
It is, it is, and I keep telling people when the country when they celebrate Pago, it's not just I know it's religious, but the entire country joins in, just like Diwali.
Yes.
Everyone
Yes.
joins in, right? Like Christmas, it's commercialized over here and stuff. Everyone joins in, and it's great. It's a great feeling, and for you, I guess, with your kids. Anil was there with his family, also just came back a couple days ago. He had an awesome time. He sent some
That's
pictures and
wonderful.
stuff. It was great. And Habib is saying the fifth annual One Love Ramadan Interfaith Gala Iftar Fundraising Awards is coming up. I'll share that on the page so you guys can reach out to him for tickets if you can. Unfortunately, for the rest of Ramadan, I'm probably not in Canada a lot. I'm traveling, so I won't be involved in a lot of stuff that I usually do in the month with the mosque and stuff. So I'll be on the road for work and actually leaving first thing in the morning again. So, Lalita, thanks again. I appreciate it. Is there anything last minute you'd like to mention to the viewers before we say bye?
I just want to wish everyone well and thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's great, and I look forward to growing with this group and lending you any support I can
I appreciate that.
possibly. And thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for your time. I know you just got back from Ghana and you're a bit under the weather, so hopefully you feel better soon. You're
I
missing
hope
that
so.
Guyana
I hope
sun.
so
Maybe it's
too.
the Guyana sun and the heat and some of the liquid beverages
I'm
over
missing the
there.
love from everybody and the fun of going there and there and also we had our own car for 1 week and it's like totally safe and
Oh,
I
okay.
even traveled one day with just me and the girls and like it's wonderful. So maybe you're right. I'm missing that guy and loving and 6 mango a day and my
Yeah,
awara and
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
but
The
it was
fresh
good.
fruits, fresh
Yeah.
coconut
Uh,
water, fresh meat, like proper chicken
proper
and
food.
whatever you're eating. Yeah, proper food.
And the whole gold baka thing is real. The
Oh
gold
yeah,
baka, the
very
new
expensive
yellow
there.
yellow thing.
Yeah,
If you haven't tried it, you must try it. My auntie made it and with enough fish eggs in there for me, and I'm sitting there just eating. And they're like, "Well, how you know our rice?" And so I'm like, "No, I just want to enjoy this
yeah,
fish egg."
yeah, yeah. That's awesome. I'm happy you
So,
got to
so you
enjoy it
must
and the
try that
kids.
gold
Yeah.
baka. If you need a hookup, I can tell you where to go to my cousins.
Oh,
They
okay.
really do a wonderful job with
I'll
that
contact
fresh
you for
stuff.
insurance, and if I want to try that on the side, I'll call you too. So we'll add that in on your
And
business
also,
card.
you still owe me that. And also, you still owe me that whole Gabaka competition for Toronto because too
Oh
much duck
yeah,
curry. We
we
got
were
to do
planning
this
it a few years
Gabaka.
back, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
But
we
we'll
were
talk
planning
about
it
it
and it didn't work
as it
out.
warms up here in Toronto. We'll talk about that and
Yeah,
have a
it's a
cookout.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah. All
yeah.
right. Again, thank you to each and every one of you out there
Thank
for
you.
tuning in again. Thank you, Lolita. And next week, I'll be speaking to Mr. Anthony from Savor Guyana. If you guys, I had the pepper sauce with me earlier, close by. It's Savor Guyana. Check it on Amazon. You can order pepper sauce from Amazon anywhere in the world. So check him out. We're going to be speaking to Anthony from Savor Guyana next week, Tuesday, same time. Because of Ramadan and fast is breaking just after 7:30, I'll do it at 8 o'clock Eastern time again, just for the one more week, and then we switch back to regular time at 7 Eastern in the month of April. Lalita, take care. Have a pleasant night with your family, and good luck
As
with
well.
everything. And thank you again.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
And for the viewers, thank you so much. Take care. Have a pleasant night, and until next time, goodbye. Take care. Bye.